John's.
Howdy ho, everybody. Welcome to Black Friday. And I was just out on the roads. There's nobody on the roads. So everybody is celebrating Black Friday at home on their phones, ordering stuff. It is episode 133 of the Denny Sharing Podcast. Welcome to it. Thank you for, being a part of it. Hopefully everybody had an awesome Thanksgiving. And we have a very exciting Feel Good Friday story or show planned for you, podcast. Your job, play along in the comments and share the podcast while you watch. There you go. All right. I hand it over to my wife. She said, trust her. I'm handing it to her. Go.
Because we have joked about this and.
Woman found alive after knocking on coffin moments before cremation in Thailand.
Did you see that story?
Did not.
Yeah. She had been bedridden for 2 years.
Okay.
And her brother, I think it was her brother, brought her in to be, and he didn't have a death certificate, so the hospital would not pronounce her dead. Well, he took matters in his own hand. Somehow, I didn't read the full story, but it's gone viral over the world. But I thought, you know what? How many times have we joked about that?
Right.
And now with it being Castillo.
Obviously, he hated his sister. So there you go. John wouldn't do it either without that death certificate.
But can you imagine all of a sudden you hear knocking on the inside of the coffin?
Hello, little help here, little help.
Oh my gosh. Send me the straw.
Anyway, there you go. That's pretty entertaining.
So, I wanted to just address that.
Very nice.
Okay.
All right. Trivia. Today's trivia. How many states share a border with Colorado? One of yesterday's Thanksgiving trivia questions. I can't play because
why?
Because of yesterday.
Yeah. How many states share a border with Colorado? Put your guess.
Yesterday we had to name them.
I know.
The states. So I remember how many.
Yeah.
I just can't remember all of them.
So if you have a guess, feel free to put them in the comments.
All right. Our longest running sponsor on the DennyRadio Podcast has been Castillo Funeral Home. Way to go, John. Let's hear Again, thank you, John Castillo, our longest running sponsor of the podcast. All right. The answer is.
Yeah, but can you name them?
Well, you just said how many? Share. I said 7. Utah, Arizona, New Mexico. We got all of them but Oklahoma.
Most of the teams got all of them except for Oklahoma. A lot of them had Nevada or something like that. So that was from our trivia questions yesterday, trivia contest.
We had Montana in there instead of Oklahoma. So
yeah,
there you go.
That was fun.
All right, we're doing something different today. We have an invited guest, a dear friend you've known since the 90s?
Yeah, I worked at the zoo and she worked at Yes FM.
Mm-hmm.
And they had their Yes FM day out at the zoo, which was an annual thing. And I was like, what are all these Christians doing here on zoo grounds and playing their loud Christian music, positive or whatever. But anyways, I started listening then on my way in, got to be friends with Vonda, went to the Point of Grace concert like that night, I think. And then,
yeah.
So it's been since the 90s.
All right. Before we bring her in, we have a video about Isaiah 117 house.
And she's the only reason I'm doing today's show, FYI.
Okay, well, we're all grateful and thankful.
A major milestone for foster care in Lucas County. Construction of Ohio's first Isaiah House 117 is now finished. Work wrapped up just 5 months after breaking ground, and the keys were handed over today. Those at the project say the home provides a safe and comforting space for children entering foster care.
Instead of going and waiting in an office or eating from vending machines. They get to come to a home with a backyard, beds to sleep in, kitchen to cook out of, a home where there will be a team of volunteers that can lavishly love and care for kids on a really, really hard day.
The home is expected to open in February, except it is in need of supplies. If you're interested in helping out,
you just keep listening, because let's bring in Vonda Hogle, who's from Isaiah 117. Hello, Vonda. Good to see you. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. I need that little soundtrack though, where every room I walk into, I have that little applause. That's great. It makes you feel good. Oh, it's great. How about you guys?
Good. We had a packed house. We had a lot of fun. The Lions ruined my Thanksgiving once again. But other than
What are
that,
you gonna do? Super.
So, Isaiah 117 house, how did you get involved?
Well, so in that clip, you saw Jennifer Bonsack, who's the location lead here for Isaiah 117. And I'm doing work with Proclaim FM. And I heard her about a year and a half ago, a little over that, with an interview talking about it coming to Toledo. And I came in and I said, when you get done, I need to know everything. And basically, if you don't know what Isaiah 117 house is when a child is removed from their home and is entering into foster care across the country right now, what happens is they go to the office and they sit there until they can find a home for them to go into a foster home. So that means there's no showers, there's no baths, there's no place, there's no kitchen to make them food. They're eating out of vending machines. Some of those kids are there for hours. Some of them might even be there a couple days. And so it would be like if you had to sleep at the DMV. It's like, that vinyl furniture, tile floors. It's not a place for kids. And so a woman named Rhonda Paulson a few years ago down in Tennessee, when she heard this, she said, what if there was a home that these kids could come to? And so that's what they created down there. And from there, it just kind of exploded. And now I just saw this week that we've got 63 homes in over 13 states, either open or in process of being opened. So It's a place where kids will come on the most traumatic day of their life, and where they're going to be lavishly loved. They're going to be told that they're worthwhile, that they're given a voice on a day that they don't have a choice.
So I watched the Returning the Favor Facebook TV show with Mike Rowe, and he interviewed and met Rhonda Paulson. It's just amazing when you watch that whole thing of what's going on. My question to you is, how did Lucas County, did it get picked? Did they raise a bunch of funds? I mean, there's only 2 in Ohio, and one's not even open yet. That's down in Dayton.
Correct.
So how did Lucas County in Oregon, where it is, how did you guys get picked?
Well, so Jennifer Bonsack, who was in that video, she's a foster parent, adoptive parent with Lucas County as well. And she was down getting her fingerprints taken, as you have to do, annually when you're working with foster care. And she saw a kid at the office, and he was sitting outside the security office, probably about 10 years old, looking down at the floor with his garbage bag that had his belongings in it. And just, she said you could tell he was scared. And she looked around the room, and there are signs like, where could you get your Narcan? Where do you pay your child support? And she thought, this is not a place for a child. And she had seen the video. So she went home and she said, we've got to do something here. Let's contact them and see if we can set up something like this in Lucas County. And when they got a hold of them in Elizabethton, Tennessee, where Isaiah 117 is located, headquartered, they said there's a process. And so she just started saying yes. She just continued with the process, started the application, and Lucas County just got the green light on everything. And then can I just brag on our community? Because Montgomery County, which is down in Dayton, they got accepted and started 2 years before we did. And they've hit wall after wall with different things and are still even trying to secure land. They've had land, then had to sell land. It's just gone back and forth, where before we even kicked off officially in Lucas County, Jim Moline of Jim Moline Builders stepped up and he said, I want to build this house. And
this is amazing.
Off in April of 24. And the first 6 months, you don't raise any money. You just kind of do awareness. And Jenna Cross Lutheran Services stepped up and said, we have land. We want to give you land. And from that point, it has just snowballed. And like we said, ground broke in June 23rd. And in 5 months, that home has been built. And the community has stepped up. And now it's the time to furnish it, get everybody trained and ready to go.
Show a picture. Show that picture right there. Look at the size of this house. This is just the front of it. Look at that.
That's
That is
beautiful.
just beautiful.
It is a beautiful home. I have to say, it is a beautiful home, and it's going to be a place where kids can come in, and there's going to be, video games. There's going to be a playground in the background. There's going to be a place to plug a basketball pad that they can go outside and, do things. We are going to let the kids take the lead. We're going to be there to love on them, to be the fun aunt and uncle as volunteers go. I'm in charge of the volunteers. My role is the care coordinator. So I'm the one that's doing all the training and background checks and all of that with our volunteers. It's an extensive kind of training. But then when the kids come in, the foster or the caseworker will always be there. There's an office in the home. So they'll be there to work to get the best fit rather than the quickest fit. They're going to have a chance to take a breath, not have to divide their attention between watching the kids and doing the office work. They can just take their time to find the best fit, the best connection for these kids while we make slime or play Switch or bake cookies or whatever they want to do. So
I'm looking at that poster on the front. I mean, you can see all the small lettering, but you can see that's all like donations from
our community. Yeah.
That's amazing.
People
so what do you need now that it's going to be open? Like, what do you need from the community still?
Well, think about if you get a house built and you go to move in, what are the things that you need? You need dishes, you need towels, you need just anything that furniture. So we do have a wish list. You can head to our Facebook page, which is Isaiah 117 House, Lucas County, Ohio, or Lucas COOH. And there's a button pinned at the top there. We have a wish list. You can just go on Amazon or wherever it leads you to. Click today from your living room. You don't have to go out and fight the Black Friday crowds, and it'll be sent right directly to us with a whole list of things that we need. And then the other thing is that when kids come into the Isaiah 117 house, when they leave, most of the time when they come in, generally, if kids have anything, it's in a garbage bag, which that tells you a lot. That doesn't give them a lot of, pride or anything, but they'll always leave with either their own duffel bag or suitcase and 3 to 5 days worth of clothes, pajamas, toiletries that they need. If they're in school, they'll get a backpack with all their school supplies that they need, so that when they go into that foster home, they don't have to, go out and scatter, but they can sit together and kind of bond and just settle in a little bit. And so
will there be an adult or someone living at the house 24/7?
Not living at the house. And what it will be is as needed, like during the day, during the week, we'll have staff that'll be there. But when we get the call for a case, when we know that a caseworker is bringing a child there, the volunteers who are there during the day will get the house ready. And there'll always be at least 2 volunteers there to tend with the child or children. The caseworker will then come. But like if we don't have a need for, if there's not a child that's in the middle of waiting at that moment, it won't necessarily like overnight be tended if there's nobody there. But if there's kids that are in the house, there's definitely going to be staff there too.
Mm-hmm. And then someone's asking if you could use socks.
Absolutely. We have a thing called bin buddies, and our entire upstairs is what we call a giving room. It's actually a giving floor. And so we will have bins that'll be like socks, whatever sizes. And if you want to be a bin buddy for that, you can just donate things. We take only new products because these kids deserve to have something new to show them that they're worth that. But if you wanted to just donate things, you can. But if you want to adopt a bin, you can and say, hey, I'm going to keep that bin full of whether it's socks or underwear or size 12 girls' pants or, whatever it is. What we need, clothing, toiletries, all of those things from newborn up to adults, because we'll take kids of any age. But we have like 200 different bins that you can go on our site and adopt and say that you're going to keep that furnished for a year.
So if you go to Isaiah117house.com, across the top, go to locations, click on Ohio, and it's right there. And it makes it easy to navigate if you want to get involved.
Correct. Yep. So we love to have as many people get involved as they can. We need volunteers who will love on the kids, who want to be with them. We need volunteers who will mow the grass when the summer comes or shovel the snow when the winter comes. There's all sorts of things that you can get involved. If maybe being with kids isn't necessarily your thing, or you don't want to sign up for something specific, but you say, hey, I want to come over and make cookies, or I want to make a meal for that. We've got all sorts of ways the community can get involved.
Very cool. Very cool.
So when it opens up,
Mm-hmm.
which is what? Yeah,
We're looking at sometime in probably February or March. What has to happen now is once the house gets fully furnished, then we'll have to make sure that all of our volunteers are trained within the house and know what to do. And then we'll work with the caseworkers on the same thing. And then when everybody's comfortable with that, we want to open up well. We want to make sure that everybody's ready to go. And then we will have a ribbon cutting and start receiving kids.
So if it were to open today,
Mm-hmm.
would there be kids ready to come right into the house, or is it weekly? Is it day by day?
You know, and Denny, it's funny that because we're not going to know how that's going to work until we actually kind of get open. It varies so much from county to county. But to give you a statistic, in Lucas County at any given time, there are 800 to 1,000 kids in care. And what we're doing is as a child is being removed from their home before they go into their foster home, that's when we are. So we're not going to be, we're not housing kids who are, have been in foster care for a long time. This is for removal day. And this is to help decrease that trauma on that day. So, talking to places that are open around the country, some counties, they only see a couple of kids a week. Other counties, it's a lot more urban counties. And so I think that we're going to be pretty busy. We'll probably have, numerous kids in throughout the week, but it may not be consistent, every single day.
So I was at breakfast today with a buddy of mine, John, and I was telling him about it. He goes, what are you talking about on your podcast? So I started telling him. He said, well, he wondered, did you guys get any financial help from the county, from any other 501c3s, or is it all on your own?
It's on our own. So yeah, we have raised money and continue to raise money. Here's something that the way that Isaiah 117 houses are set up across the country is to open the doors. The home has to be entirely debt-free, totally paid off, and 1 year's budget in the bank. So we're on track for that, but we continually need support, whether that be from grants that we're getting from, community people, or we have what we call sock buddies. We like buddies. We have sock buddies, and those are people who support us on a monthly basis because they're walking the journey with us.
So you can also obviously contribute financially if you can't do all the other stuff.
Correct.
Always.
Yes. Always.
Right. Isaiah117house.com, go to locations, click on Ohio. What is the reason? Because this morning when I was praying about our time together, I'm like, Isaiah 117. I wonder if that's Isaiah chapter 117. And I looked, I'm like, okay, it doesn't go that high. So what's the significance of Isaiah 117?
You're very close. So the significance is Isaiah the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 17. And that says, so to learn to do good, to seek justice, help the oppressed, defend the orphan, and fight for the widow, the rights of the widow. So my shirt, you can't see it. It says defend the cause. So it's defend the cause of the orphan. And that's what it's based on. Rhonda Paulson, who you referenced earlier, she's the one that started it. Their first placement, the child that they adopted out of foster care, his name is Isaiah. And so that's where that came from. And when she and her husband were kind of hitting, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, they kind of were rubbing against each other and having a little conflict in the midst of things during this adoption. And she said, well, let's do a Bible study. Let's start in the book of Isaiah, because their child's name was Isaiah. And when they hit that verse, it just stuck out to them.
Yeah, she totally knew. She set up her husband.
That's so cool. What a great story.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else do we need to know about Isaiah 117
so
house?
when people want to come and volunteer, what are they going to need to do? Like background check?
Right. So to volunteer with us, the first thing you do is when you go to that page, there'll be a thing that says get involved, fill that form out. And that actually comes to me and I'll contact you. You'll go through 3 different trainings. We have one training that talks to you about our culture, what we expect from people when they come in, what they can expect when kids come into the home. The second one is informed trauma training, because these kids are going to be going through trauma. So it's not just like it sounds great. Hey, I want to come love on kids, but we understand that it's going to be a whole different thing than a lot of times what you think. And then there's several background checks. We do a national background check. We do the state background checks, and the things that need to be done through the county for the county's sake, with as well as our own paperwork and your confidentiality, things like that, code of conduct. So there's a lot of different safety guards put into place, so that you're not only are we know that who we vetted people, but that the people who are going to be there are going to be well equipped.
That is awesome. Isaiah117house.com. Go to locations, click on Ohio. Boom. It comes right up.
That's great. Thanks you guys so much. And it's an amazing thing. We can't thank our community enough. And I know you guys know probably Christina Rodriguez from Mom's House. And one of the things that she has said in the past, when people talk about what's going on in our community and what needs to be done, especially when it comes to kids, is she says, you know what, you can either complain or contribute. And this is a great way to contribute, to step in and to make a difference. We say that we want to change the way foster care begins. And that's exactly what we're on a mission to do.
And I mean, and I can't imagine being in those kids' footsteps. I just can't imagine what that feels like, what that does to them. So
it's trauma. I mean,
right. I know
nobody ever loses their kids during a calm time in anybody's life. There was always something chaotic that happened. And so they got to get the kids out of there for their own safety. So the kids are going to be, traumatized. And then to go to a place like this, where it's going to be so loving and inviting, you might have some kids, if they stay there a day or two, they may not want to leave, Vonda.
Can I tell you, there's just a quick story. There is one of the things we want to do is we want to lavishly love on them. So we like to give them things that like they might be really wanting that they may not get otherwise. We spent a lot of money organizationally on tennis shoes, because teenage boys like some tennis shoes. But there's a boy who came into one of the open homes, and he's in junior high, and he's like, they were asking him something he'd like, and he's like, well, no, they're probably too expensive. And they're like, what do you want? And he's like, have you ever heard of Crocs? And they were like, oh, what color Crocs do you want? And so they got him a pair of Crocs. Well, he was still there the next day. And another boy came in who was a little bit younger than him. And he's like, dude, I love your Crocs. And he's like, well, come here. And he took it off and he started to put it on the younger kid. And he said, oh, if we they're a little bit big, but if we put a pair of socks or something in the toes, they might fit you. And I said, oh, we can get him his own pair of Crocs. He said, no, that's what we do. We love on people when they come into Isaiah 117. He had only been there.
gosh.
And that, just one other quick story. This is the one that gets me, and I might cry because I cry at this all the time. In one of the open homes, there was a boy who was coming in, who was a teenage boy, and he was labeled that he was angry, and he could be violent, maybe something at times. And one of the women who was a volunteer was an older retired woman. She was kind of apprehensive, but when she got there, she sat with him all day long, and they watched cooking shows on the couch. She just sat with him. And so at the end of the day, she said, hey, I'm not on call tomorrow, but if he's still here, can I come back? And they said, yeah, you could come back, and he'll definitely still be here because he's going to be harder to place. So she said, if I come back tomorrow, what would you like to do? And he said, could we make chicken pot pie and peach cobbler? And she said, yeah. And so she went and she got all the stuff that she needed, and they went back and they cooked all day long for the people that were there. And at the end of the day, when she went to leave, he said to her, can I give you a hug? And what that says to me is one of two things. Either the person who was his security, who took care of him the most, was a grandmother figure who is now gone, or there had never been anybody of that generation who had taken time to invest in him and the impact that it had on his life. But we never know what those little moments are going to do to change the trajectory of those kids' lives. And what a great opportunity it is that we have.
That's very cool.
Wow.
Sweet.
Great story.
Mm.
All right,
back
Vonda.
to back.
Yeah, that is awesome. Again, Isaiah117house.com. Go to locations across the top, click on Ohio. Vonda, thank you so much. Keep us up to date on when the actual ribbon cutting is. So
we will do. Yeah, we'd love to have you guys come out.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely going to happen.
Absolutely.
As soon as we
Cool.
get back from Orange Beach.
Thank you guys so much.
All right. Thank you, Vonda. Have a blessed
Good-
rest of your day.
Good
You
seeing you,
too.
girl.
See
And
you
go
guys.
Blue. That was awesome. Hopefully everybody watching enjoyed that. And I know some of the comments they did. Oh, my sister Mary, way to go, Vonda.
Well, and I
Judy,
will
love this.
Yeah, I will put it in the tag them if I can in the Facebook post,
Okay.
so that way people will see it.
All right. Good stuff. Now you have, I believe, some one-offs before we get into some of our feel-good stories on Friday.
Yeah, but we're gonna talk about yesterday, right?
We can.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yesterday.
So yesterday we hosted 19 for dinner and then a couple more for games after. And our daughter's boyfriend actually provided the turkey and then deep fried it.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I know. It was so good.
Oh, I forgot to send you the video. I got the video of them putting it in there for the first time.
And there's Olivia with her second cousin or her cousin once removed, however you say that.
Second cousin.
Playing retro Battleship from my parents, which I thought was really cute.
So who pulled that out?
It was on, it's right there on the little,
Oh,
my little
okay.
coffee table right there. It's usually down there.
Oh, okay.
So,
Very cool.
but there
There we all are.
is a crew, and we had a family of 5 surprise from Indiana
You wanna
show
get
up.
the
So,
comments so you can see Blake.
so
There
anyway,
you go. There's
yeah,
Blake right there. There's me taking the pic. That's all of us.
there's
in-
us
in the condo.
downsizing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a downsize. That's for dang sure.
Ah.
I was absolutely stuffed at the end of that meal. I went back 3 times for desserts. 3. And one was like at the end when everybody's cleaning up, taking stuff home.
Mhm.
And your sister Janet was cutting up that pumpkin
Oh yeah, pumpkin
cake.
cheat cake.
And I'm like, hey, you mind leaving a couple of those here for the den man? And then I walked up with a plate and he goes, could you put a slice on this? I ended up having that. I'm just like, why are you eating this?
We
You're
had-
not hungry.
We had Costco
So
pumpkin
good.
pie, Costco apple pie. We had scotcheroos. We had pumpkin cheese cake, and then my other sister brought something too. Joyce, she brought a dessert.
She actually brought me my own little bag
Oh,
of peanut butter cookies. She goes, I didn't give you, and I hit him.
What?
I hit him. She goes, I didn't give you this when you
How
had your
giving.
first knee surgery done. She goes, but these are going to heal your knee faster, but they're only for you.
what
I'm
are you
like,
supposed to rub them into your knee?
nope, just supposed to eat them by myself,
And
nobody else.
She did bring over cookies for your first one.
Did she?
Yeah, I don't think they were.
Oh,
peanut
that's what it
butter,
was.
but-
That's what it was. And she goes, now that I've given you the cookies, now you're going to heal even faster. And I'm already feeling better with the knee. So thank you, Joyce. That was very sweet.
whatever.
All right.
Whatevs. So I have. Do you have a one-off?
I
have
do
a-
not.
I have a one-off.
Other than the Lions ruined my Thanksgiving again. They're done, by the way, people. They're not making the playoffs. Just not. Now we turn our attention to this.
No, I thought the one dude was coming back. The
Frank
center.
Frank Ragnow, the center. Yes, he is, but it's too late. It's too late. They're not winning nothing. Need Chicago to lose today, though. That would help. But Green Bay swept Detroit. Not looking good.
Oh my gosh, Steve Kiker, you're obnoxious.
He has never done that in the history of our friendship. Heckle during a Detroit.
You were like, don't engage, don't engage.
I said don't
You're
engage,
like, did
'cause it's just-
you do this? Did you enable him? And I'm like, what? What are you even
No,
talking about?
he started it.
I know.
Anyway, yeah, Kiker, that was not a good look, dude. Seriously.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it wasn't funny because you're not a Lions fan like I am. Anyway, so moving on. Hopefully that doesn't happen on Saturday. Hope for
So
good things at noon.
this is from the Ohio State University archives.
Okay.
1950, November 25th, 1950, more than 50,000 fans showed up for the Ohio State versus Michigan football game. So did 28-mile-per-hour winds and 5 inches of snow.
That doesn't look like 50,000 people, but
Well,
is that at the Horseshoe?
must be. Well, look at how spread out they all are.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Look at that. Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Who won the game?
Didn't say.
Let's just say Michigan. We don't know. Anyway, Ohio State's favored by 10 points, so who knows? Anything can happen.
Gosh, I hope it's only 10.
Well, last year it was 19.5. Ohio State was
Sometimes
favored.
watching those games, and it's like when they're so far ahead, I'll look at you and I go, why don't they just say, we surrender, we give up? You're like, no,
Yeah.
no, you don't do that for a game.
You never give up. So hopefully we
That's
don't
why I
see
don't play football.
that on Saturday. Hopefully it's a close game all the way to the end.
Well, we're supposed to get snow.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to get here in time. Saturday afternoon. So the game starts at noon.
Hey, Mary, how much did TC get? I'm curious because
They
a
were
friend
supposed
of
to get
mine
6 inches to a foot.
sent pictures. They're up in their cabin and looks like a winter wonderland.
Okay.
I'll keep it up there. So
Okay. Is that all you got for one-offs and stuff?
yeah.
Okay. I have the first feel-good story, and it has something to do with Isaiah 117 or foster care. This girl spent years in foster care. She was 17 years old. She lives in Tennessee. She finally got adopted last month. Matt and Karis Lecron first met Taylor during what was supposed to be a short weekend placement about 2 years ago. Karis says the road to adoption was filled with ups and downs since they spent much of the process unsure if everything would be approved. She added that faith and steady encouragement from loved ones kept them going through the long foster to adoption journey. By the time the papers were signed, Taylor had already felt like their daughter. Friends and classmates showed up. They had this big presentation. They had a little parade, a little ceremony at the local county courthouse. And now they're a family of 3, and she's 17. And forgive me, I had a picture. I don't know what happened to it. But I just think it's adorable, and they're going to have their first Christmas together after they just had their first Thanksgiving.
Did
It's
you send
very
the
sweet.
picture?
I tried to download one, but it came in as a web page and not a,
Yeah.
so sometimes not a JPEG, so it didn't work out. So, but anyway, it's an awesome story, and it ties in perfect with Isaiah
Yeah,
117.
it does.
Okay.
It does. That's cool.
There you go. There's number one. What do you got?
Mary said they got 5 inches of snow up in TC.
All right.
So not quite the blizzard effect or whatever. Oh my gosh. Speaking of blizzard, what's going on with my hair?
You got a little blizzard going there.
Oh,
Keep it short like I do, man.
ugh.
Don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Anywho.
Here is my feel good. I only have one.
Okay.
Millie Bobby Brown
Okay.
and her cutie husband, Jake Bon Jovi. They have a farm in Georgia, and they use it to rescue animals that are ready for euthanasia or unwanted animals. So they have, she's only 21, but she's using, her money in a really good way.
That's her?
They have horses, cows, sheep, a blind donkey, 33 and 23 dogs. Look how cute they are.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable. That's John Bon Jovi's kid.
I know. Of course I always want every marriage to make it, but I really am pulling for these youngsters.
Me too.
Because the fact that John Bon Jovi has married his high school sweetheart or college, whatever,
Okay.
throughout the years, he's never strayed. He's like, why would I when I got it right the first time? I mean, that's what this kid grew up with. So I have high hopes for them. But anyway, I just think that was really cool that they have a farm in Georgia and they're using it as a sanctuary for animals.
Very cool.
I think that's awesome.
And I think, what is it? Stranger Things 3 just dropped.
I think it's been out for a while.
Okay. It's within the last week. So,
Oh.
Yeah, because they made a huge deal out of it.
Oh.
But we stopped watching it for some reason. I don't know. Season 2 was just kind of weird. But anyway, they're in high school and they're all in their 20s. It's kind of weird. Anyway, all right, I have another one. It has something to do with the game, which if you're from around these parts, you know what's up. Dave Briggs writes for the Blades in sports, and his headline yesterday was, they are diehard Ohio State fans. They're profoundly grateful this Thanksgiving for Michigan. And it's a wonderful story. He starts out with, we like to pretend that Ohio State and Michigan is life or death. So he checked in with a few families. They might be crazy about the Buckeyes, but they love Michigan, but not the football team. So he tells a story about the Mosers, who were met as undergrads at Ohio State. Everything revolves around football. The Olsons have a giant inflatable Brutus and all kind of family rituals that they do on the game day. That's always in their front yard. The Sieberts, they fire a replica Civil War cannon for every touchdown the Buckeyes score every single game. I bet their neighbors love that. Oh. But they also share something else in common. They're grateful for the University of Michigan. No, not the football team. The University of Michigan Mott Children's Hospital. Oh, so it's the renowned pediatric center. It's become their family's lifeline. And this Thanksgiving, they have another reason to say the words they never imagined. Thank you, Michigan. Oh. And Lauren Siebert, whose daughter Charlotte was born with a complicated set of congenital heart conditions that required precision 3.5-hour surgery to save her life. And she says, we firmly believe Charlotte would have not had the outcome she had if she was anywhere else but at U of M Mott Children's Hospital, who is a nationwide leader, by the way, including pediatric cardiology, ranked 13th in the world. For diehard Buckeyes, that means venturing into enemy territory for life-saving care. Bertie Olson and her parents, Matt and Deanna, we love the Buckeyes. They also love the team up north. Okay, we care for the team. The care team from Mott's is what they say. 2016, Bertie was a healthy, active 13-year-old volleyball, basketball player, cheerleader, and everything went dark. She collapsed at an athletic field at St. Pat's Heather Downs. She was waiting for her dad to finish coaching football practice. Her heart just stopped. Oh. So her dad immediately started doing CPR. They had, thank God, at St. Pat's Heather Downs, they had a defibrillator. Yep, defibrillator. They kept her alive. She woke up in ICU at Mott. So they took her to a local hospital and they said, we can't do anything. So they sent her up to U of M and doctors stabilized her, cared for her for the next 3 weeks. She has a normal heart valve. She now lives with a pacemaker and an internal defibrillator, and she's closely monitored by U of M. She's now 22. She graduated from Central Catholic. She's now balancing work of online courses at college, and she wants to be an elementary school special needs teacher. She counts herself blessed to be part of the Michigan family. My doctors and nurses are the sweetest people ever, she said, whether they're Michigan fans or not. I would 100% of the time recommend anything at the University of Michigan now, she said. They're the best. And then there's another story about a 10-year-old. It's all the same thing. Same thing. This kid, 10 years old in 2015, he underwent surgery at U of M to close a hole in his heart. And he was worried as a 10-year-old kid about side effects. And he underwent the surgery and he said, will these Michigan doctors rewire my loyalties?
That's funny.
Like, are they going to make me a Michigan fan?
That's funny.
Obviously, it didn't happen. He was nervous, and they said, no, we won't change you into a Michigan fan. He said, and they didn't. I still love Ohio State. He said, Michigan may heal the state heart, but it doesn't get custody. So Michigan may heal the Ohio State heart, but it doesn't get custody of the heart. There was funny. Another one about Chloe Moser, another 9-year-old girl. It all says the same thing. They're torn. They love their Buckeyes, yet they know that Mott Community Hospital or Mott Children's Hospital at U of M saved their kid's life. And, they all had little stories about how they would go up there and wear their Ohio State gear and all that. Well, when I was reading this story on Facebook, Mandy Pill is her name on Facebook. She commented, she goes, I love this because as a diehard season ticket holder, Michigan fan, I owe the Ohio Wexner Medical Brain and Spine Center my entire life. She says, I had more surgeries at Ohio State than I can count, and I love that I can joke and razz in good fun with the Ohio State fans down there. She goes, I leave little Block M stickers on their keyboards when I leave, and they're little M Block M's, and she puts it all over their keyboards. Just he messes with them, which I thought was very sweet. And it does. It puts everything in perspective because when it comes down to it,
do you have a picture for this story?
It's only a game. There were no pictures. It was Briggs and the Blade. And if you haven't read it, read it. It's very good. Sharon loves pictures. They didn't send pictures, so we didn't get that. I have audio on my next one and a picture. So would you like that one?
Whatever you want to do, hon.
Since I've got all the rest of them here.
Or we wrap it up.
Let me see. All right, I'll skip that one. Well, no, show this picture right there.
This one? The couple?
Yep. That's Jamal Hinton and Wanda Dench, his adopted grandma, 10 years ago.
Is this the phone call, the texting?
Yep. She sent out the text to all her family, and her grandson had the number changed. As a matter of fact, I think I have the audio explaining it.
I was sending a text to my grandsons, inviting them for Thanksgiving, and I didn't know at the time that one of my grandsons had changed his phone number.
It's like having a mentor in a way, a mentor, best friend, a grandma, like all in one bucket. I call.
And they've been doing it ever since.
I know.
And now,
That's a cool story.
I mean, it's an awesome story. And I'll just do this last one because it's got Christmas lights. A guy in Utah covered his truck in Christmas lights for a good cause. He does it every year to help raise money and awareness for a men's mental health charity called I Love You Bro Project. Here's I Love You Bro volunteer Reed Taylor talking about his truck, 28,000 lights.
You just get to watch people come and see the lights like, this is kind of weird. What is this? See the sign and hopefully, they'll either reach out, check out one of the support groups, come and just see what it is all about, because we keep silent.
Because men keep silent about their mental health. There's his truck.
Wow. How does he attach them? Is it super glue? Is it double-sided tape? What?
I can't imagine it's super glue. I got to imagine it's some kind of wraparound thing that you can take off. I don't know.
So have you heard of the Christmas train?
Maybe.
Okay. It's like that, but it's a full train that goes all over the country. It came through, went up to Detroit, and it was going through Adrian, Michigan, just last week.
Okay.
And then it goes west, it goes down to Louisiana, and it's, I mean, I have video of it. If you haven't seen it, look it up, the Christmas train. And people got up at 2 a.m, could have been even in Toledo, I don't know, to watch it pass.
Like the Polar Express.
Because the entire thing is decked out in lights like that.
Oh, that's
flashing
cool.
lights, chasing lights, all of that kind of stuff. It's really
We'll try and have a picture of that next month.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? It's the last day of November, or last podcast of November. Monday it'll be December. All right. Good afternoon, Rob Fairchild. Rob, I'm gonna ice my knee and then I'll be over. I got to take the chairs back to Meredith party rental from yesterday.
Okay. I'm saying that. Well, hopefully he's feeling better.
He is. I reached out to him yesterday. All right. Any other comments we want to mention?
Nope. Okay. So this is the funny video.
All right.
And I just think it's funny because it is relatable to Brown Friday.
Brown Friday.
And the traffic comes to a stop.
Oh my gosh. Did you see the splash?
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh my gosh. That is just so gross.
That's
and
for
so
plumbers
wrong.
everywhere on Brown Friday.
That's what they call it, because today is supposedly the busiest day of the year that
Well,
plumbers get called.
All of a sudden we had water behind our toilet. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Mercury in retrograde, which
my God.
which ends tomorrow, by the way. Thank you, sweet Jesus.
Thank you, sweet Jesus.
All right, Monday, we don't know what we're doing. We're either going to be really crazy happy or a little sad, depending on the game.
Or neither.
Well, you, but me. It
You, but
affects
me.
me. Anyway, please share the video. Thank you, John Castillo. You're the man.